In 10 minutes, I am going to die. My husband Liam is in the kitchen. He is whistling a happy tune. He is mixing arsenic into a bowl of mashed potatoes. He thinks I am sitting in the living room, staring at the wall. He thinks I am blind. He is wrong. I have been blind for 732 days. That is what the doctors believe. That is what the world believes. I sit in my velvet armchair by the window. My hands are folded in my lap. My eyes are wide open and fixed on a point in the middle distance. I have perfected the glassy stare of the blind. I do not move my pupils when a shadow crosses the room. I do not flinch when a door slams. "Is she asleep?" a woman whispers. It is Sarah, my cousin, the woman I invited into my home to help me when I lost my sight, the woman who calls me sister. "Who cares?" Liam answers. He sounds bored. "She's staring at the wall again. She's gone, Sarah. Her brain is mush." I do not move, but inside I am screaming, because 3 days ago the darkness broke. It started with a headache, a sharp, blinding pain behind my eyes, and then the gray fog lifted. I saw the dust floating in the sunlight. I saw the color of the rug. I saw my own hands. I regained my sight. I almost cried out. I almost ran to find Liam to tell him the miracle. But then I saw him. I saw him standing in the hallway texting. I saw the smile on his face. It was a cruel, predatory smile I had never seen when I was sighted. I saw him type a message. "The woman is still breathing. I might have to use the pillow tonight." So I stayed silent. I sat back in my chair and I watched. Right now, I am watching them. They are sitting on the sofa directly in front of me, less than 5 feet away. Liam is running his hand up Sarah's leg. Sarah is giggling. She is throwing her head back. She is wearing my silk robe, the one Liam told me was lost at the dry cleaners. "Liam, stop," Sarah giggles. She pushes him away playfully. "She's right there. It's creepy." "She cannot see us, babe," Liam says. He leans in to kiss her neck. "She's a piece of furniture. Watch." Liam stands up. He walks over to me. I smell his cologne, Santal 33. I bought it for him for our anniversary. He stands directly in front of me. He waves his hand in front of my face. Then he does something that makes my blood turn to ice. He pulls a face. He sticks out his tongue and crosses his eyes, mocking me. He mocks the wife who paid for his car, his clothes, and this house. "See," Liam says. He turns back to Sarah. "Lights are on, but nobody's home. I could murder you right here on the rug, and she would not blink." Sarah laughs. "Don't murder me. Murder her. I'm tired of waiting, Liam. You said we would have the money by Christmas." "We will," Liam says. His voice drops to a dangerous whisper. He walks back to the sofa and sits down. He pulls Sarah into his lap. "I picked up the new prescription today." I freeze. My breath catches in my throat, but I force myself to exhale slowly. "Stay blind, Elena. Stay blind." "The heart medication?" Sarah asks. "The swapped heart medication," Liam corrects. "It looks exactly like her beta blockers, same shape, same blue color, but it is not for her heart. It is a muscle relaxant used for horses. In high doses, it stops the heart completely." "Will it show up in an autopsy?" Sarah asks. She traces a finger down his chest. "Not if we have her cremated immediately," Liam says. "I've already spoken to the funeral home. I played the grieving husband perfectly. I told them my wife is fading fast and that her last wish was a quick cremation."
I feel a tear forming in my left eye. I fight it. I will not cry. If I cry, they will know I heard. When do we do it? Sarah asks. Liam checks his watch. Dinner time. I'll crush it into her mashed potatoes. She loves your mashed potatoes. Tonight then, Liam says. We feed her, she goes to sleep. Her heart stops around midnight. We call 911 at 1 in the morning, crying our eyes out. By tomorrow morning, we are the sole owners of the Sterling estate. They kiss, a long, wet, disgusting kiss. I watch it all. I watch the husband I adored turn into a monster. I watch the cousin I trusted turn into a snake. They think I am helpless. They think I am a blind, pathetic invalid who will eat her poisoned potatoes and die quietly in the night. But they forgot one thing. I am a Sterling. My father didn't just leave me money. He left me a ruthless instinct for survival. Liam stands up. I'm going to open a bottle of wine to celebrate. Get the expensive stuff, Sarah calls out, the vintage she was saving for her 30th birthday. Good idea, Liam laughs from the kitchen. I sit alone in the living room. Sarah is checking her makeup in her compact mirror, ignoring me. I look down at my hands. They are trembling, not from fear, from rage. I have 2 hours until dinner, 2 hours until they try to kill me. I could run. I could open the front door and scream for the neighbors. I could call the police. But if I call the police now, what happens? They get arrested for conspiracy. They get a lawyer. They get out on bail in 6 months. Liam is charming. He will tell the world I am a paranoid, mentally ill woman. He might even win. No, prison is too good for them. I look at the phone sitting on the side table. I need undeniable proof. I need a confession, and I need to hurt them. I need to take the one thing they love more than each other, the money. I slowly, carefully reach into my pocket. I pull out the small black voice recorder I found in my father's old study yesterday. I click it on. I am not going to run. I am going to stay for dinner. I am going to eat the mashed potatoes, and I am going to make them watch me die, because the only way to catch a grave robber is to play dead.
The smell of roast beef filled the dining room. It was savory. Under normal circumstances, it would make my mouth water. Tonight, it made my stomach turn. I sat at the head of the table. It was my father's table. Now I sat there like a prisoner. "Here you go, Elle," Liam said. "Big scoop of potatoes, just the way you like them." I heard the wet slap of the mashed potatoes hitting my plate. I did not need to see to know that Sarah was watching me. I could feel her eyes. She was sitting across from me, sipping my expensive wine. "Eat up, sister," Sarah said. "You look pale. You need your strength." I slowly picked up my fork. My hand trembled. I lowered my head. I let my fork scrape loudly against the china. I mimicked the clumsy movements of a blind woman. "God, she is a mess," Liam whispered. "Look at her. It is pathetic." "Just make sure she eats it," Sarah hissed. I lifted the fork. I brought it close to my face. Now that I could see, I saw it. Amidst the creamy white of the potatoes, there were tiny blue specks. They had not crushed the pills enough. I opened my mouth. I put the fork inside, but I did not swallow. I pushed the potatoes into the pocket of my cheek. I chewed slowly, making wet noises. "Is it good, babe?" Liam asked. "It is delicious," I said. "It tastes a bit bitter, though." Liam froze. I saw him grip the table. "Bitter? That's probably just the herbs," Liam said. "Maybe," I said.
I reached for my napkin. I brought it to my mouth to wipe away gravy. In that second, I spat the poison into the fabric. I folded the napkin in my lap, hiding the evidence. "I'm so thirsty," I said. I reached blindly for my water glass. I knocked it over on purpose. Water splashed everywhere. "Oh no," I cried. "I'm sorry." Liam slammed his hand on the table. "You useless woman." "It's fine," Sarah said. "She ate enough. The medicine should work anyway." I sat back down. My heart was pounding. I needed to start the show. I waited 2 minutes. Then I let out a small gasp. I dropped my fork. It clattered onto the plate. "Elena," Liam asked. I gripped the edge of the table. I started to hyperventilate. I threw my head back, gasping for air. "It's happening," Sarah whispered. "Look at her eyes." I rolled my eyes back. I slid out of the chair. I collapsed onto the rug with a heavy thud. "Elena!" Liam shouted. "Oh my God, call 911. I lay on the floor, twitching. Then I went limp. Dead weight. Liam pressed 2 fingers to my neck. I held my breath. I used a trick my father taught me. I relaxed every muscle to slow my heart. "Her pulse is faint," Liam said. "It's threading. She's going, Sarah. Should we call the ambulance now?" Sarah asked. "Wait," Liam said. "Wait until it stops. We do not want them reviving her." I lay there on the cold floor, listening to my husband wait for me to die. 1 minute passed. 2 minutes. My lungs burned. "Okay," Liam said finally. "I think she's done. Call them. Make sure you sound hysterical." Sarah started to scream into the phone. "Please help. My cousin collapsed. I think she's dead." She was a good actress, but I was better. Liam leaned down close to my face. "Goodbye, you anchor," he whispered into my ear. "Thanks for the money." He stood up and kicked my leg gently. Then he walked to the bar and poured a whiskey. "Get the tears ready, Sarah," Liam said. "The show is about to begin." I heard sirens. I kept my eyes closed, but in my mind I was smiling, because Liam did not know that the paramedic driving that ambulance was Dr. Aries, my father's private physician, the man I texted 3 hours ago. They were not coming to take me to the morgue. They were coming to take me to the safe house. The front door burst open. Heavy boots thundered on the floor. "Where is she?" a deep voice shouted. "In here," Liam sobbed. "Please save her." I felt hands pulling Liam away. I felt a mask placed over my face. "No pulse," Dr. Aries announced loudly. "Pupils are fixed and dilated. We're losing her. Load her up." I was lifted onto a stretcher. As they wheeled me out into the rain, I opened my eyes just a crack. I saw Liam and Sarah standing in the doorway, hugging. Over Sarah's shoulder, Liam gave a thumbs up. "Enjoy the victory, Liam," I thought, because tomorrow the haunting begins.
The ambulance doors slammed shut, locking out the rain. The screaming siren cut off. Silence filled the small metal box. "You can breathe now, Elena," a deep voice said. I sucked in air. I sat up so fast my head spun. I tore the oxygen mask off my face. "Did he see?" I asked, grabbing the doctor's arm. "Did he suspect anything?" Dr. Aris shook his head. He was too busy looking at his watch. He asked me how long the death certificate would take before we even left the driveway. I felt a cold knot of nausea. "He wants the insurance payout by Friday." "He will not get it," Dr. Aris said, "but we have to move fast. Officially, you are dead. I have already filed the report. Cardiac arrest, no autopsy required." The ambulance did not go to the hospital. We drove to the industrial district, to the safe house owned by the Sterling Group. My father, Marcus Sterling, was pacing the living room when I walked in.
"Elena," he choked out. "My God, this plan is insane." "It is necessary, Daddy," I said. I walked straight to the wall of monitors. There were 6 screens broadcasting live feeds from my home. "Turn it up," I commanded. The audio crackled to life. On screen 1, the living room was a scene of celebration. Liam was standing on the coffee table, holding a bottle of champagne. He was spraying foam all over the velvet curtains. "She is gone!" Liam screamed. "Ding dong, the witch is dead!" Sarah was dancing around the room. She was wearing my diamond necklace, the one my mother gave me. "I cannot believe it worked," Sarah squealed. "I thought she was going to wake up when you kicked her." "She was out cold," Liam laughed. "Did you see her eyes? Rolled back like a dead fish. It was disgusting." I stood in the safe house, watching my husband celebrate my death. I felt my father's hand on my shoulder, trembling with rage. "I will kill him," my father growled. "No," I said, "not yet. Watch." On the screen, Liam walked to the master bedroom. He moved the loose floorboard. He opened the hidden safe. "She thought she was so clever," Liam boasted, but I watched her type the code once in the mirror. 0428. He punched in the numbers. The safe opened. "Here it is," Liam shouted. "The life insurance policy. $5 million. Beneficiary, Liam Harper." He kissed the paper. "And the deed to the house. It's all ours, baby. We're rich." Sarah grabbed the velvet pouch. She opened it, expecting diamonds. Instead, she pulled out a silver USB drive. "What is this?" Sarah asked. "Where are the sapphires?" "Probably at the bank," Liam said. "Who cares? We have the policy. That's the jackpot." I smiled at the screen. "He did not read the fine print," I whispered. "What fine print?" my father asked. "Look at the date on that policy," I said. On the screen, the camera zoomed in as Liam flipped through the pages. "Wait," Liam said. "Why does this say draft?" He squinted at the document. "This is not the certified copy." He flipped to the back page. "Where's the signature? It's not signed." "What?" Sarah shrieked. "You said she signed it last month." "She did," Liam yelled. "I saw her sign it. I mailed it myself." "Then why is this one blank?" Sarah screamed. I leaned closer to the monitor. "Because, Liam," I whispered to the glass, "I swapped the envelopes while you were in the shower 3 weeks ago." On screen, Liam was tearing through the safe, throwing papers everywhere. "It has to be here," he yelled. "Maybe the digital keys are on this drive." He grabbed the USB drive Sarah had dropped. He jammed it into his laptop. He clicked play. A video popped up on his laptop screen. It was a video of me, sitting in my armchair, looking directly into the camera lens. "Hello, Liam," the video version of me said. Liam froze. Sarah gasped. "If you're watching this," the video continued, "it means I'm dead, and it means you're looking for the money." Liam stared at the screen, his mouth open. "But you are not going to find it," Video Elena said with a cold smile. "Because I knew about Sarah. I knew about the poison, and I knew about the horse medicine." Liam jumped back from the laptop. "What the hell?" "You see, Liam," Video Elena said, "I haven't been blind for 3 days." "No," Liam whispered, "that's impossible. And while you were planning my funeral," the video continued, "I was planning your poverty. The insurance policy is canceled. The deed to the house is transferred to a charity trust, effective upon my death. You don't own the house, Liam. You're trespassing." "You bitch," Sarah screamed at the laptop. "But don't worry," the video said. "I left you something. Look under the bed." Liam slowly got down on his knees. He reached under the bed. He pulled out a single white envelope. He tore it open. Inside was a photograph. It was a photo of Liam and Sarah mixing the poison in the kitchen earlier that afternoon, taken from the hidden camera in the ceiling fan. Written on the back of the photo in red ink were 3 words, "I see you." Liam dropped the photo.
He looked around the room, his eyes wild. "She's watching us," Liam whispered, terrified. "She's not dead. She's watching us right now." I sat back in my chair at the safe house and took a sip of water. "Let the games begin," I said.
The funeral was held 3 days later. It was a rainy Tuesday. I watched from the tinted windows of a black limousine parked across the street. Liam had spared no expense. He bought the most expensive mahogany coffin. He hired a string quartet. He filled the church with white lilies. He was trying to look innocent. Inside the church, Liam stood by the altar. He wore a black suit. He held a handkerchief to his dry eyes. Sarah stood beside him. She wore a black veil to hide her face. She looked nervous. Every time the door opened, she flinched. She was terrified that another video would start playing, or that the police would burst in. But the police were not there yet. I told them to wait. I wanted Liam to feel safe one last time. My father, Marcus Sterling, walked up to the podium. The church went silent. Everyone knew Marcus was a billionaire. They thought he was a grieving father, burying his only child. He looked at Liam. His eyes were cold steel. Liam stepped forward. He put a hand on my father's shoulder. "I am so sorry, Marcus," Liam said, loud enough for the crowd to hear. "I tried to save her. Her heart just gave out." My father shrugged Liam's hand off his shoulder like it was dirt. "Save your tears, Liam," my father said, into the microphone. "You are going to need them." Liam frowned. "What?" My father looked at the projection screen above the altar. It was set up to play a slideshow of my life, pictures of me as a baby, pictures of our wedding. But that is not what was on the screen. "Hit it," my father commanded. The screen flickered to life. The entire church gasped. It was not a childhood photo. It was a video. It was grainy and black and white. It was footage from a night vision camera. It showed Liam standing in our kitchen. He was holding a small blue pill. He was crushing it with a mortar and pestle. The audio played through the church speakers. "It's a muscle relaxant used for horses," Liam's voice boomed through the holy hall. "In high doses, it stops the heart completely." Liam turned pale. He looked at the screen. Then he looked at Sarah. "Turn it off," Liam screamed. He ran toward the projector. "Stop it! It's fake! It's AI generated!" But the video continued. It showed Sarah laughing. It showed them kissing while I sat in the chair next to them. It showed them toasting to my death. The crowd began to murmur. People stood up. A woman screamed. Liam turned to the crowd. He was sweating. "This is a mistake," he yelled. "She was blind. She could not have recorded this. Someone is framing me." My father stepped back from the microphone. "You're right, Liam," my father said calmly. "A blind woman could not have recorded that." The heavy oak doors at the back of the church creaked open. Thunder rolled outside. A gust of wind blew rain into the vestibule. And then I stepped inside. I was not wearing a shroud. I was wearing a blood-red dress. I wore high heels that clicked loudly on the stone floor. I walked down the center aisle. The guests parted like the Red Sea. They stared at me with their mouths open. They thought they were seeing a ghost. Liam stopped screaming. He froze by the coffin. He looked at me. His eyes nearly popped out of his skull. "Elena?" he whispered. I did not stop walking. I walked straight up to him. I stopped 3 feet away. I looked him in the eye. "Hello, husband," I said. "You are dead," Liam stammered. "I checked your pulse. You were dead." I tilted my head. I told you, Liam, the only way to catch a grave robber is to play dead. Sarah tried to run. She bolted toward the side exit, but the side doors opened before she could reach them. 4 police officers walked in. They were led by the chief of police himself. Sarah stopped. She backed away, trembling. Liam looked at the cops. Then he looked at me. "Baby, please," Liam said, dropping to his knees. He reached for my hand. "It was just a joke. We were role-playing. I would never hurt you." I looked down at him, the man I had loved, the man I had trusted. He looked small. He looked pathetic. I pulled my hand away. "The performance is over, Liam," I said. I signaled to the police. "Get them out of my sight."
The sound of handcuffs clicking shut was louder than the thunder outside. Liam struggled. 2 officers pinned his arms behind his back. He was not the arrogant man who sipped whiskey while I died on the floor. He was a cornered animal. "Elena, please!" Liam shouted. "Tell them to stop. I am your husband. I love you." I looked at him. I felt nothing. No love, no hate. Just a cold, empty silence. "You do not love me, Liam," I said quietly. "You love my bank account, and that account is closed." Sarah was screaming near the exit. "It was his idea!" Sarah yelled, pointing a shaking finger at Liam. "He made me do it. He said he would kill me if I did not help him." "Liar!" Liam roared. "You brought the poison. You mixed it." They turned on each other instantly. The rats were drowning, and they were climbing over each other to breathe. The chief of police walked up to me. "Miss Sterling," he said, "we have enough evidence to put them away for life. Attempted murder, conspiracy, insurance fraud, and thanks to your recordings, we have a full confession on tape." "Thank you, Chief," I said. They dragged Liam down the aisle. He passed my father. My father did not even look at him. He stared straight ahead. As they pushed Liam out the door into the pouring rain, he looked back at me one last time. "Why?" Liam shouted. "Why did you wait so long? Why did you let me believe you were dead?" I walked to the heavy church doors. I watched the police shove him into the back of the cruiser. "Because, Liam," I said, even though he could not hear me, "I wanted you to know how it feels to be blind. I wanted you to feel safe in the dark before I turned on the lights." The police car drove away. The sirens faded into the distance. I stood on the church steps. The rain fell on my face. For 2 years, rain was just a sound. Now it was a sight. It was silver and beautiful. My father walked up beside me. He offered me an umbrella. "Are you okay, Elena?" he asked. I took the umbrella. I looked at the gray sky. I looked at the wet pavement. I looked at the freedom stretching out in front of me. "I am better than okay, Daddy," I said. I put on my sunglasses, not to hide my eyes, but to shade them from the bright future ahead. I took my father's arm. "Let's go home," I said. "I have a company to run, and I have a lot of redecorating to do." The blind woman died in that house. The woman who walked out sees everything, and she will never close her eyes again.